The Stillness Within, #3, a stranger among us. When an observer becomes observed, his head still ached from the ouzo when Liam spotted her in the square. The morning after the festival, while others cleaned up broken plates and took down lanterns, she stood off to one side with her camera. Last night felt like a dream. The dancing, the plate smashing, the moment he'd forgotten to watch and just lived instead. His notebook still lay on the table where he'd left it. Wine-stained, probably. He should regret it, but somehow he didn't. The village came alive slowly. Marina shouted directions from the cafe doorway, voice still rough from singing. Yanis and his grandson worked on the string lights, trading jokes that made the old women cluck their tongues. Coffee and sea salt mixed with traces of last night's lamb and wine, but the woman with the camera ignored all that. She photographed the edges instead. Old Stavros sweeping up broken plates, sunlight in empty wine glasses, a child asleep against his father's shoulder, the kind of details Liam used to write about back when he still did that sort of thing. She photographed the edges instead. Old Stavros sweeping up broken plates, sunlight in empty wine glasses, a child asleep against his father's shoulder. "Tourist?" he asked Yanis when the old fisherman passed by, string lights coiled over his shoulder.
Yanis shook his head. "Came in on the morning ferry, but she doesn't move like a tourist." He studied Liam. "Kind of like you didn't when you first showed up, always watching the quiet moments."
She waited, shifted, waited again, the familiar rhythm of someone hunting for the right shot.
Noticed her, have you? Marina set a coffee in front of him.
"I notice everything," Liam said. "That's what worries me."
She paused. "After last night, I thought maybe..."
The festival had changed things. Breaking plates, joining the dance. He'd stepped out of his usual role of watching from the edges. Now, here was this stranger with her camera, doing exactly what he used to do. The irony hit him hard. Now, here was this stranger with her camera, doing exactly what he used to do. The irony hit him hard. He sipped his coffee, wincing at both the strength and his headache. The square was getting back to normal. Broken plates disappeared, someone swept the flowers away, kids dragged chairs across the stones, last night already feeling distant. The photographer moved carefully through the cleanup. Near the fountain, she stopped to watch an old couple sharing their breakfast. Through her lens, they'd become something more than just two people eating bread and feta. Liam wondered what story she saw in that moment.
You should talk to her.
Why?
Because she's like you. Because maybe you both need to stop watching and start living.
The photographer looked up then, caught him watching. Their eyes met. Marina called for help with a fallen banner. When Liam looked back, the woman had moved on. Her camera was up again, catching the morning light in the hanging strings. The old women gossiping in doorways. Throughout the morning, he kept finding himself watching her work. She had the same patience he remembered from his reporting days.
"Her name is Sophie. She's looking for something."
Aren't we all?
"Maybe, but some of us have stopped looking. Maybe that's the real problem."
The shadows lengthened across the square. Sophie was gone, but Liam kept glancing toward where she'd been. His notebook sat closed beside his coffee. A year ago, he'd have written pages about her.
She's staying at the guest house, just so you know.
Around him, the village settled back into its routine. Chairs scraping stone, old women talking, fresh bread smell from the bakery. A camera clicked. He picked up his pen and caught Marina's knowing look to Yanis. Maybe there was still a story worth telling.
This story is part of the Stillness Within collection, following former journalist Liam Harding's journey on a Greek island, and continues as the lines between observer and participant, between capturing life and living it, begin to blur.